I made it to day 4. I made it to day 4. I made it to day 4. Hey y'all, it's Ashley Bookishrum and I am back with another video. Today is Vlogmas day 4. I made it to day 4. Oh, I'm doing okay. I am doing all right. I've got it together. So as you can see by the title, today's video is going to be about 5 series that I want to start in 2019 that are specifically related and categorized as adult books. So these are adult book series, not YA, not new adult, not children, just adult. These were written for adults. I'm not saying that anybody else can read them, but adults, primary audience. Now, all of these series are very different in nature. There is some cozy mystery, some paranormal romance, regular romance, some high fantasy. It's a lot of stuff going on. But these are series that are sitting on my shelf and I just need to go ahead and start them. Even if I don't finish them, I just need to at least start. Try the first freaking book. So the first book that I have here is The English Breakfast Murder by Laura Childs. Laura Childs is like a master of writing cozy mysteries. This is the first book in her tea shop mystery, and I've talked about this quite a bit on my channel before. This book is surrounded by, or it takes place in Charleston, and it's about a woman by the name of Theo who works for a sea turtle rescue protection league, and she's celebrating her hard work and she's about to enjoy herself, and then she finds a dead body in the waves in the Atlantic Ocean on the coast of Charleston. And of course she figures out that it's a local art dealer, and she feels like this is, of course, it's not a mistake, it's a murder, foul play, and she goes forward to solve it. What I like about this is that it has some recipes in the back for things like blackberry cobbler, peach soup, ginger pear scones, T-bone sauce, miniature almond cakes. I love cozy mysteries that deal with food and then have recipes in the back, because they're usually just fantastic recipes that you can try out. So I want to start the series because she has a couple of other series, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what they are by name, but I know that there are other books that she writes that do not fall within the framework of this series. The next book that I have here is The Shop on Blossom Street by Debbie Maycomber. This is more of a contemporary book. It's about 4 women who get together with a lady by the name of Lydia, and she's teaching how to make baby blankets. It's a knitting class, and these 4 women who come, and they each have different stories. In this class, I'm assuming that they're brought together by circumstance and by discussion and bonding with each other and building this great friendship. I really want to read a book that is surrounded by female friendship. I've read books before by Debbie Maycomber. They're usually really easy, not difficult. This is kind of a chunky mass market. It's over 400 pages, but it's easy reading. It's a brainless reading. And I just wanted to start a cute contemporary adult series that if I'm feeling like I'm slumping, I know I can pick something up that I've read before. The next book that I have here is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, and this is the first book in the Wheel of Time series. I was supposed to join in with 2 other people in reading this series, and I didn't do it. Then there's a whole group on Goodreads that has gone through, and they're reading all 14 books together, and they've done a great job in keeping up with it, but I can't seem to get it together. Like, no matter what group I try to join, I have not been able to pick up this book, and I'm not sure why. It is dense. It is close to 800 pages, and I know that some of the books within the middle of the series are not that good, and I'm still debating, like, do I want to invest this much time? But I know that the last few books of the series are really good. Brandon Sanderson finished it because unfortunately Robert Jordan passed away, and Brandon Sanderson can write his behind off, and I know they're good, but I have to make a decision. Is it worth getting to those Brandon Sanderson books to get through these original books from before. A lot of people who've read Tolkien said that it's very similar to Tolkien and a lot of what Tolkien did with the Lord of the Rings books, but I've never read, I know, I've never read The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, so I'm not sure what to expect. So if you've read this series before and you know anything about it, please let me know how you feel down in the comments below. I'm really curious. The next book that I have here is Succubus Blues by Rochelle Mead. This is the Georgina Kincaid series. It's about a succubus who's trying to live a normal life, but unfortunately, of course, as always, something happens and it interrupts her life. But I've heard nothing but good things about this series. I haven't read any of Rochelle Mead's stuff. She does YA, she also does adult, and then this is one of her adult series. And I have never read a paranormal book that contains succubi. So this will be the kick point and the starter point for me, and I think this series is probably only 5 or 6 books. So if I start it, it's not like a big deal, like, oh my gosh, I have all these books to read, because the next book I'm about to show you, once I start it, I have to be committed because it's a 15-book series. But this one is definitely high in the stakes for next year. And the last book on my list for adult series to start is historical fiction, and it's The Lady of the Rivers by Philippa Gregory. So before I think the past couple of years, Philippa Gregory represented the books in this original series as the Cousins War series, and then like there was the Tudor series, but she combined them all together to make them the something. I'm gonna put it on the bottom because I can't say it. It's something in Tudor series. So now she's combined all these books that she's written to fit within this timeline of going up to King Henry VIII and maybe possibly even after King Henry VIII. So this is the beginning of it all. This is where we start. This is The Lady of the Rivers. I have read The Other Boleyn Girl, but I wanted to go back and look at the build-up towards The Other Boleyn Girl. And The Other Boleyn Girl is like number 9 in the series, so this is number 1. This is where I plan to start. And I also wanted to see how I felt about these. And then there's also another historical fiction writer out there that covers a lot of this stuff, and her name is Alison Weir. It's W-E-I-R, and she writes a lot about the Tudors as well. So I may want to read this stuff, then read her stuff and do a comparison. I know Philippa Gregory got her degree in history from the University of Edinburgh, but a lot of people say that she's not really historically accurate. These are more for like entertainment purposes. So we'll see how I feel. The Tudor period is one of my favorite periods in history, if you didn't know. I'm obsessed with King Henry VIII. Like truly obsessed with King Henry VIII and his scandals, because that's like the drug, sex, and rock and roll of history is King Henry VIII. I promise you. Alright y'all, so that's it. Those are the top 5 adult series that I want to start in 2019. If you're into reading adult literature, whether that's literary fiction or just adult fantasy, adult romance, adult contemporary historical fiction, let me know in the comments below if there's any series that you're looking forward to starting next year, because this year, I mean, if you start a series, you start a series, but let's talk about next year's goals. That'll be great. As always, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button. If you want to know when I upload videos, make sure you click the bell notification. Of course, this is Vlogmas, so I'll be uploading a video every single day until December 25th. December 25th, because it's Christmas. Alright, I'm done being extra. Bye, y'all.